Welcome back, folks. Our next guest won the Emmy Award and was nominated for the Golden Globe for his amazing role on the hit show Lost. Please welcome back to the show our buddy Michael Emerson.
Strong feminine energy in the room.
Yeah. So here you are on the show, Lost. Have you thought about the fact that this is it? I mean, it's winding down. This is the last season. Is that real? Are they really, really, really going to stop it?
Oh, yeah, it's really, really, really going to be over. There's no spin-off. There's no movie. There's no nothing. I mean, it's an intellectual property, which other people might one day pick up and do something with. Right. But they'll never get this cast and this company together again.
What's it like working now, knowing this is the last time you guys are together? Oh, I love this show.
Well, we are occasionally... We have those bittersweet feelings that you do when the gang is about to break up, but the spirits are very high on the show. Everybody is in the best spirits I've ever seen and really bringing their A game. We do play that neurotic thing of, oh, this is the last time we'll X.
Do this, yeah.
You know, oh, this is the last time we'll walk across this stream, or this is the last time you'll point a gun in my face, or, you know.
But Matthew Fox and Evangeline Lilly both said that after this, they're done. What do they mean by that? Did you read that?
I've heard it said. You know, people say these things, and let's check in with them in 10 years.
Yeah, really. Because, I mean, well, I guess if you do such a great, you're lucky enough to get such a well-written, interesting, intriguing, amazing show to be on.
Yeah, I understand how you might not want to just leap into the next thing after you've been on something as mythic as Lost.
I know, but wouldn't you think, gosh, what a springing board to go do other things that you might want to always have done creatively?
Sure. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I have no jobs lined up. I have no plans for the rest of my life after April.
Well, I know, but your phone's going to ring off the hook. You're such a talented actor, Michael.
Thank
and it's
you.
been great that people, well, you know, that we're all exposed to it now on such a huge level. Because how many times does that opportunity come along? You know what I mean, in a career.
It's unprecedented in my life.
What about Terry O'Quinn? He's a great actor. You guys have a lot of scenes together.
Oh, yeah.
I love when you guys are in a scene together.
Those are my favorites. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm always happy if I look at the call sheet and I see it's he and I know, oh, man, we're going to knock it out of the park today. It's easy. We have similar backgrounds. You know, we're both Midwestern boys. We kind of take it easy on the set. But then when the camera's rolling, somehow we make it happen. And it's fun.
Way back in the beginning of your career after college, you went right to New York City, right?
I did. A big mistake, but yes, I did that.
Now, why do you say that? Why do you think that was a mistake? What was the plan?
When you grow up in the 50s and 60s in a farm town of 2,000 people, you are not ready to make a life in Manhattan. I don't know what I thought I was doing. It worked out all right. I survived, but by the time I figured out how to get a roof over my head and food to eat, I had sort of let my dream go. And
now, this is interesting because you think of somebody like a kid in the Midwest now thinking, I'm going to go out to New York. I want to be in this business. There really is a struggle that takes place where it's not as romantic as it may seem until you look back on it.
Some of it is just social adjustments and adjusting to things you never expected. The crowds, the noise, the small living quarters, all of that. So it sort of knocked the wind out of me. And then So after retail work for a couple of years, I became a magazine illustrator, and that's what I did for many years. That was my first career. Acting is my second career.
It's your second career, but before the first career in illustration, you did still want this, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, since I was a kid.
Okay, so what was the time like where anybody who has to give up a dream or say, I got to let go and face the facts here, was there a sadness to it, or was like, you know what, this is... Yeah,
it used to gnaw at me a little bit. I couldn't even go to plays. It would fill me with a sense of longing and jealousy,
wow.
you know? So, yeah, a dream deferred will hurt you over time, I think. So I'm glad that life dealt me a situation where I got to say, I have nothing to lose. I might as well do the thing I want to do.
And that's what you did. You said, I'm going to go...
Yeah. I found myself high and dry in Florida once when I was 33 or some advanced age. And it would have been as hard to go forward as back, and illustration, the bridges had burnt. So I thought, well, here we go. I'll get whatever job I can, and I'm I'm going to do some community theater here and claw my way north.
But now that you look back at the journey that you've been on, isn't it so great that it happened at this time in your life?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it was, my personality was fairly well set by the time I was a working actor. And I knew who I was, and it wasn't going to make me too crazy. Either success or failure, neither of them were going to warp me too badly, I don't think.
It's just interesting, I think, for people at home and myself, too, to say, gosh, what was that like to let go for a little bit?
It turns out that the journey was not for nothing. You were accumulating the information and skills you needed even when you weren't realizing it.
Right. Ooh, it sounds like an episode of Lost. Michael, what's happening? Can you tell me anything before you leave about Lost? Like, what happens? Does anybody... Is it heaven? Is it hell? Is it purgatory? Is it a time travel? What the heck is it?
It's a little more like purgatory than it is heaven or hell, but that's too on the nose. It's not just that either. It's... Well, you've seen a bit of this season already.
Yeah.
You know, the time-space continuum is even more fractured than it was before. I think to good adult dramatic effect. I think it's going to be satisfying, and I really am clueless about where it's going. You know, we who are actors on the show, we're fans of the show, too. We sit around all the time on the set while they're lighting and stuff and try to figure out what the heck's going on. And none of us have a good answer. And we don't know what happens on the show until we get a script, and we get them one at a time. We get them 2 days before they film. So I won't know the ending until that day. And then you might not get a whole script. You might get those blank pages.
Scene. Wow.
Sometimes you won't get the lines you're supposed to say until you arrive on the set that day.
I love it. I love it. It's really nice. In a world where everything's so viral, so instant, and information gets out, it's kind of neat that Lost is protected in that bubble of mystery and the storytelling.
They go to great lengths. Sometimes we will shoot dummy scenes. You remember when John Locke was revealed in the coffin in that funeral home?
Oh, yeah.
We shot 3 different actors in that coffin. No one was sure.
That's pretty cool. Michael, as always, you're a blast to spend time with. Thank you so much. I know the best is yet to come for you. Lost airs Tuesdays on ABC. Thanks so much. You're the best.